welcome to my video, Getting Tidier. I hope you're well. This video was created yesterday. I just didn't get a chance to do the voiceover and then upload it. So I hope you all had a great day yesterday. I've been so busy this week, I'm sort of losing track on what day it is. So all day today, for some reason, I thought it was Thursday. It was actually Wednesday. So yesterday I had planned to have the day off. However, after the school run, I came home and did some things in the garden that I wanted to do. And then I kept thinking about some things to do with my work. And I decided that I should just log on and just check a couple of bits. That then ended up being me then working until about 1 o'clock. It was kind of like I felt like I was being told, lots of people are contacting you, and when I logged into my emails, there was lots of things for me to do. So one of my main projects in my primary job is going live. Well, the first sort of big briefing was today, and it goes live on the 13th. So it's been a lot of work sort of over the last couple of weeks to get to this point. So it was a good job that I logged in. It was just a shame that I, had planned to have the day off yesterday, and that didn't really work out. But in the video, you'll see me sort out some stuff in the kitchen. You'll see me sort my lunch out and do my lunch. You'll then see that, of course, the junk drawer was such a massive job. I was then left with loads and loads of things in the lounge. So you'll see a quick before and after, a bit like Stacey Solomon's Tap to Tidy. You'll see what I did in the dining room in terms of before or after. You'll see me quickly show you the new utensil drawer. The utensil drawer. So I'll show you that. There's been a couple of things that I have added to it. So I've got a little wind-up radio and a little torch. And also on reflection, the food bags I go to really regularly. So I decided that I would put them in the drawer as well. So I thought that made sense, just put them in the drawer because I go to them on a regular basis. But I'm going to be really strict about what I put in the drawer. Often I just find myself, I pick something up and think, oh yes, I can put that in the drawer. And that's why it got to a ridiculous state beforehand. I'm going to try and be really strict with myself. Someone did say about putting the chopsticks in with the cutlery. Yes, that's a great idea, but I'll have to show you my cutlery drawer at some point. Some of you will sometimes notice that I can't actually shut the cutlery drawer because it's overflowing to such a degree that the forks, knives and spoons all get stuck when you close the drawer. So you can see here, this is like a Stacey Solomon Tap to Tidy. So my lounge was covered and then the dining room table was covered, and then I did a quick after. So I thought I'd just show you that. And then here's the drawer. So look how nice it runs on the hinges. It feels so much lighter now because I've taken 154 writing implements and a whole load of other bits and pieces that don't really belong there. Decided to move the sellotape round because I thought the sellotape needs to be at the front, and we don't very often use bottle stoppers, for wine. So I put them in the back. And then a few other implements that we don't really use that much. I've got the ice cream scoop, a few other spoons and things, and then the rice ball maker and my chopsticks, sellotape, scissors, and my daughter got some sellotape this morning and she went, "Mummy, you've done the drawer." And of course she got the sellotape instantly. So that was nice. So the next part of the video then shows the state of my lounge after I'd put the drawer back. So all this stuff I then had to find a home for. And I always say this, it's fun taking everything out, but my goodness, the hard work begins when you've got to put it all back. I haven't yet finished, but I have done a lot. So I had a pile for recycling, which is just there, papers, bits of card, bits of plastic that could go into recycling, a pile for the bin. All the pens and pencils I sorted through. Some I've just put in a bag to give away, but I need to do more sorting. And then you can see all these little bits and pieces of things that I need to find a home for. There are lots. In this pile, there are a few other, like there's the little wind-up radio that I put in the drawer. There's some tie wraps, which I put in the drawer. There's a handle of one of the saucepans. I've got like a glass sort of saucepan. So that's gone in the drawer. And I just wanted to show that because I think often YouTube shows how, oh yes, no, look everything that I've done, but that doesn't necessarily show what's left. And of course, real life is that, oh my goodness, there's still so much to do. So you'll see I start going through all of that. So it's recycling that I put away instantly. Then I've got a rubbish bag and a charity bag, which a number of you have advised me to always have at hand. I put all the batteries away in the drawer because that's where the batteries go, just in that drawer there. That is a drawer that I need to sort out as well at some points, but that'll be for another day, another time. I'm going to do every single drawer and every single cupboard in my house and create space. That's what I want to do, create more and more space. Loads and loads of pens and pencils, all those pens and pencils. So I've moved them to where all the rest of the pens and pencils are, but I need to revisit that because I really don't need 400 pens, pencils, crayons and felt tips. So I need to cut them down. Someone said you must never ever buy any more pens and pencils. Of course, a lot of these are my daughter's. They're not all mine, although I have collected stationery over time. I don't like writing in black pens, so I've given away nearly all the black pens. I prefer writing in blue. And there's certain pens that I prefer writing with, so I should just get rid of the ones that I don't really like writing with. So I did end up with quite a small pile in the end of things that I've got left to sort. And then I did a lunchbox full of all the things that I'd got no idea what they were for. They're my husband's things. So I put them all together and he can spend some time just sorting through them and deciding what he wants to do with them. I've got my little pile of things still on the dining room table of things that I want him to look at. But then what happened to them all is they migrated onto the windowsill. You know, the windowsill that I cleared? So they all then went on the windowsill. So I've taken them off the windowsill and back on the dining room table as they need to be sorted out and they need to be put away properly. Otherwise, we'll just forever have all the windowsill all untidy. And on the other part of the windowsill, I've got one of my lovely, lovely pots, one of my favourite West German pots, and it broke. And I've been keeping hold of it, thinking, oh, I can glue it up. And yet I can remember asking my dad when there was a couple of ornaments that came from my grandmother's house that had cracked and they'd been glued together. And I can remember saying to my dad, oh, why wouldn't this just be put in the bin? And then you realise that when you really, really like something, sometimes you can see why someone might just glue it together. At the moment, it's sitting on my side and I haven't glued it together. It's just sitting there broken. And every time I look at it, I think, oh, my lovely pot broke. But I'm not sure realistically whether I'd actually be able to do a good job of the ceiling. Makes me think of, is it Japanese culture? You know, when something breaks and they actually fix it together, but with like gold glue, so you can actually see where it's broken, and they do that to make a point to think about how things improve. And actually the crack, or if you've got a problem in your own life, I guess it's like metaphorical. That actually you can patch it up and improve things and become better, even though you might initially feel like, oh, like what's happened. So it's the same kind of analogy with the pot. I quite liked that when I read that, but I haven't got any gold glue and I'm not sure whether I want to go down the route of doing that. Sounds like my hoarding instinct might be kicking in, and what I just actually need to do is put it in the bin and forget about it. We'll see. So you see, I go through all the pens and put some more in the little bag that's going to be given away for charity. And then after I do finish off the lounge and the pile gets smaller and smaller, I just tidy up the cushions, just make the cushions look a bit nicer. And then I start on the dining room. So a number of you know about my little creatures that live on the mantelpiece. I'm not going to talk in detail about them because I know some of you don't like them and some of you are a bit squirmish. But I was talking to my husband about them today. I'm getting a bit fed up with them now. I originally got them because they were going to be used to feed our chickens. And then obviously all of our chickens sadly died. And so I'm keeping hold of them. I thought maybe people locally might want to buy 50 grams from me, 100 grams from me. But you can't advertise like on Marketplace because there's restrictions. And then I thought people might want them to like bird food, and I think probably what I need to do is get rid of them all. And then if we get chickens or any sort of poultry in the future, now I know how to breed them, I'll just get some and have to have the initial outlay of, breeding them again. So I'll probably do that. I think also that's going to give me a bit more space and clear things, isn't it? Because at the moment I've got like a good part of my mantelpiece covered in a lunchbox and various different containers at different stages. So I think that would be quite nice. Also, I need to decide what I'm doing with my mantelpiece. I've got my nice little glass, what's it called? Terrarium, is it? You know, when you put the little plants in. So I need to do something with that or put it in a different room. At the moment that stands there, it sits there with no plants actually in it. Then I've got my hanging contraption, so I just sort of need to rearrange all that. Then I took all the dry washing off the washing stand. We've had some lovely weather. There were just a few bits left indoors that had nearly got dry, so I did that. And then I just started tidying up the dining room table. I think people are always a bit shocked how quickly my dining room table gets untidy, and hopefully I'll get better and better and get in a habit of just not putting things down. I just tend to put things down and not put things away. And I also need to encourage my husband and daughter to do the same. That little table we've got in the hallway, I said to them both today about how we're flat, what is the wording people use? Flat surface coverers or whatever. You know, as soon as there's a flat surface, we just put things on it. And they both laughed at me. But that's right, that little table that I'm going to sell, every time I get to the point of it being clear and I think, right, I'm going to take a photograph now and I'm going to put it on Marketplace, I look at it again and it's covered in things. So we need to get in the habit of that. I think if that table is not there, then people aren't going to be able to just dump it at the doorway, are they? So I put some of the crayons, felt tips, pens, pencils, etc. in my daughter's school basket. But I'll go through that another day and decide what to do with all these pens and pencils. I've now got like a big box full of pens, pencils, crayons, felt tips, and a pen pot container full of them, and another pot full of them. Some crayons, she was saying the other day that every time you sharpen them, all the lead's just badly broken. And I said, well, if that's the case, we just need to either use them for kindling or put them in the bin. So she agreed with that. So you can see I do manage to clear up the dining room quite quickly. It's not a big job. I do get there quite quickly, but there's just some things that I'm still stuck for a home. That little pile in the middle, which are my husband's bits and bobs. I just don't really know what the things are. And I sweep up, and then I do a bit more in the kitchen. So the kitchen, you can see, is quite clear. Generally, it's like that most of the time now. And also making a point of putting all the dirty plates, cups, plates, etc. on the right-hand side, not spread all over the side. So at least when someone comes in or comes to my door, if they do look down my hallway, they don't see a completely cluttered work surface. And then I start on dinner. So you'll see me cook dinner for my daughter, and we've also got strawberries for dinner. And then that's really the end of my video. So I've got a couple of minutes just to go through some feedback like I always do. And also I've got a couple of new followers from new parts of the world. So first up, we've got Lollies9041 who says, hi Emma, new subscriber here. I live on the Norfolk-Cambridgeshire border. Great job with all the decluttering. A handy tip might be to put all those items that have no home at present, bits and bobs, into a basket or a tub. Then as you continue your decluttering, eventually you will get to the point when you have everything in the place you want it. From there, you can start to rehome things from your bits and bobs basket. I think that's a great idea. So the bits that I've got left, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So welcome, Lolly, and thank you for being here. And it's lovely to have someone else in England, East Anglia area. So you live very close to me. Elizabeth Paul said, one of my favourite decluttering YouTubers is Dana K. White of A Slob Comes Clean. Her method to find out where the home is for random things is to ask yourself, where would I look first for this item? That's where it goes. What a great point. It's simple, but actually really good, and I'd not thought of it. So I've got a couple of brooches that were in this drawer, and I know that if I was looking for them, there's a certain place in my bedroom that I'd look. So that's where I'm going to put them, and I wouldn't have thought that if I hadn't have actually read that post, so thank you for that. Being on a budget is sending lots of sunshine to me, so that's good. She says, oh, I'm glad to see you received my blue sky and sun I sent you from New Zealand. My guess for the pens is 89. Congrats on the giveaway winners. That was a big job to tackle. Well done. And of course, some of you will have seen I had 154 pens and pencils and crayons in that drawer. Karen, FR7JU, says, gosh, that drawer definitely held a lot of things. Great job, Emma. Time consuming, but well worth the effort. I think there were 78 pens and pencils and crayons. I hope I'm close. And then Carolyn said she felt that was quite good for me to have some alone time on Monday to get things done. And also Brooke said congratulations to Andrea and Barbara. And to you, Emma, for almost finishing your junk drawer declutter. I had to smile when I saw your little professor, and makes me wonder if my niece ever plays with mine. And quite a few people mentioned about my little professor and that they'd had one, and that brought back fond memories. I was really sad that my screen on my little professor broke, but I had bought my daughter one. So I guess if I wanted to go on the little professor, I could just get hers out. I think it's actually really good for mental maths. Really good, and that's got fond memories for me as well, apart from the solar panel was never very powerful, so you had to get really close to the window. So this morning I did the school run with my husband. That was nice because he'd been out of the house Monday and Tuesday, so we had time sort of just chatting in the car about general things from the last couple of days. And then I came home and logged on for a couple of review meetings, and then I was trying to think about where I was going to have my lunch. My husband kindly did all my lunch for me and brought it up to me because I had so many meetings. And then I ran through a presentation that I was due to deliver this afternoon and got some feedback from members of my team on that, which was very helpful. And then I ran through the presentation. I probably had about, I think, 24 people attending. My next session is next Wednesday, and I've got about 38, 40 on that session. So that was all good. The session went well. People seemed happy with everything. So my sort of now real focus for this week is making sure that I'm ready for camp, which is not far away. Anyway, if you've got this far, thank you very, 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 very much for your ongoing support. And if you're a new follower, new subscriber, thanks for being here. Bye. See you in the next video.